Hi everybody, it's lillianmedium. I hope everybody's fantastic and working on it as I try to be. When you wake up in the morning, think of things that you have gratitude for. It always helps to change your vibe. Believe it or not, it seems like something very simple, guys, but it will bring you into a good vibration, because when you tap into the word that you are grateful for, that brings a vibration, and then just jump on the vibe of that frequency. So that's one thing. I wanted to make this video today and speak of spiritual awakening tools. I'm going to be making a lot of videos. I'm very guided. This is my first spiritual awakening tools video, and when I'm speaking of tools, I want to talk about the hygiene, shall I say, that I feel people can benefit from when they're awakening. To me, you're green, meaning that you are brand new, you're a baby, and you're starting to receive prophetic dreams, or you're starting to feel everybody everywhere. You're starting to feel disconnected from yourself. You're starting to feel emptiness because a normal everyday life is like blah, and you're not understanding why. You're starting to feel that you're ungrateful because you're looking around and you're like, I feel pretty fulfilled. I feel pretty accomplished in this human experience. And you're not understanding that what's lacking is your spiritual experience. You are actually, and should be, and we should all set goals to be spiritual beings having a human experience, not human beings having a spiritual experience, right? So when you start to awaken, you start to shift into that, into being a spiritual being having a human experience. And what I mean by that is, when you reach a level of having to heal yourself from traumas, from pain, from things that bring you real deep into your heart, that is where your soul resides. And that is a part of your full spirit, right? Because if we were fully spirit, we wouldn't be here in this dense body. We would be completely detached from this dense body and this human experience and be in the spirit world. But our soul that lies behind our heart, or shall I say in this area, it is the container of a piece of our spirit. And that is what guides us, defines us, gives us our personality, our light, our happiness, that bubbly behavior, that awareness of who we are and who we came to be. The awareness of who you came to be gets louder when you're going through a spiritual awakening. When your soul says, hey, what about me? What about me? Hello, I'm here. Don't you hear me? Don't you hear me? Don't you hear me? And as you go through these traumas, you're going deep within where your soul is, and you're in some way tapping into that deepness because you feel lonely, because you feel there's no one that understands you, because you feel that you're within yourself. And that's not always necessarily bad. You want to feel that and move out of that. That's the key, to move out of it, not to stay within it. And as that starts to happen, where you're like, you know what, I accept that I messed up, or I accept that person messed up, and I'm letting it go, and I'm moving forward, and I'm doing what I have to do, you start to lift yourself up to higher frequencies. The heart chakra vibrates at a 639 hertz. And shame is at what, 20-30 hertz? So when you're holding that trapped emotion within your energy centers, it's tugging your energy down. It's tugging you to do this, to feel depressed, to feel sad, to feel detached from yourself, right? And you don't want that. Therefore, when we're going through that healing process and we elevate to that higher frequency, it's easier at that moment for our spiritual team, our ancestors, our guides, to come in and remind us of our soul purpose. And this is when you start to experience all these spiritual awakening symptoms. And in that process, sometimes it's not easy, because when we're tapping into higher frequencies, any frequency that's at a lower frequency than that current frequency that you've come into starts to be shaken up and broken down. The filaments of that energetic impression starts to be broken down, and you're brought to the reason why that was there. What trauma and what emotion connected to that trauma is there. And you start to feel yucky, angry, mad, no reason, no thought behind it. That's the first time that it's a spiritual awakening releasing, because there's no thought in no situation that triggered that anger that you're feeling, or that sadness, or that anxiousness. That's your body telling you you're releasing something. One of the things that you can do is make an aura mist. Now, this is not an aura mist. It's one of my favorite sprays that I use because I always have to mist myself with something everyday floral or sweet because I feel like it enlightens me. But one thing you can do is take your favorite mist and add a little bit of Florida water cologne to it. Florida water cologne, ladies and gentlemen, and you can find that anywhere. And Amazon, it's like $4, the best $4 you will ever spend. You put a little bit of that has lemon, clove, orange, cinnamon. I think that's all the ingredients that it has. It smells so good, guys. And you put a little bit of it in here. Let me tell you something. That's been around since the 1800s, back when in the days people used to clear themselves. Do you remember when you watched the Cleopatra movie, so on and so forth, and they're laying in the bathtub and they're throwing flowers in there and they're just soaking in it? That's what they're doing. They're clearing their spirit body, their magnetic body, their auric field. All of those are the same thing. It's just the energy around us. So we're doing the same thing, but with the method of an aura mist. Okay, so you can add some Florida water to this. You can add a little bit of eggshell powder. All right, eggshell powder you can find on Amazon as well, guys. And you don't want to like scrape the eggshell powder and then put the residue in there because it's gonna clog your mist. What you want to do is just pass your finger over it, dip your finger in the mist, pass your finger over it, dip your finger in the mix. It's like chalk, so it'll stay on your finger, and do it until you feel okay, that will suffice, that's enough, because otherwise it's gonna clog up your mist. Happens to me so much. And in addition to those things, what you could do is the Florida water lifts you up, clears you. It's a high vibrating scent, and it brings you into a better mood, helps with anxiety, helps with issues sleeping. You can use this mist that we're talking of not only just to spray around your auric field like this. Remember, inner wrist, I like to put my inner wrist, and then I like to do in the back of my neck as well, because that's where energy enters and exits. Inner elbows, inner wrist, back of neck, and bottom of feet. Okay, inner elbows, inner wrists, back of neck, bottom of feet. But obviously when we got clothes on and our shoes on already, I do this and then I do this, and that will suffice. Okay, missed it, inner wrist, back of neck, bam, you feel renewed. I don't care, that's you, not me. I'm beside it, you're with it. It's yours to keep, not mine to take. Hey. So you're taking your power back. Okay, when you're feeling some type of way, stop projecting your energy outward, especially if you're going through a spiritual awakening, because you're doing your thing. You're starting to do the work. You're starting to feel like, man, I need to do this. A lot of people call it shadow work. A lot of people call the symptoms of a spiritual awakening as releasing and having an energetic detox, right? It's just like when you get a massage. I like to say we're massaging our spirit body. It's like when we massage our physical body. What does the massage therapist tell you? Drink a lot of water because you're releasing toxins out of those muscles. Same thing. We're releasing toxins out of our energetic centers through our spirit body. So when we're using an aura mist, it kind of helps us, right? So we talked about your favorite aura mist, Florida water, eggshell powder. You can even put a little bit of violet water. Now, the eggshell powder, let me go back to that very quickly here. It's called cascarilla in Spanish. Cascarilla. C-A-S-C-A-L-L. Wait, C-A-R, gas. Forget it, guys. I don't even know because I just missed myself. It took myself up. Elevated. C-A-S. Gas. C-A-R. Gas. I-L-L-A. Cascarilla. C-A-S-R-I-L-L-A. That's Spanish. But if you put eggshell powder, it'll come up as well. But I just wanted to tell you guys, sometimes it's easier to find in Spanish. It is on Amazon. The last thing that I'll tell you to put in is violet water. Agua de violetas. So that can also be in Spanish. But if you put violet water, it'll come up. It'll come up for you, right? And bam, you got your spiritual hygiene mist. And when you're going through spiritual awakening and you're still not understanding and you haven't started to spiritually develop, you just kind of like knowing something different is happening and that you're not feeling fulfilled, and that's again starting to bring you into your spirituality. You want to keep yourself elevated. When you're going through a release and you're not understanding, these things really help to break down the filaments of those emotions that you're releasing. Because why? Because all of our trapped emotions within our energetic body are sitting in our emotional mind, which is our subconscious mind. But in order for those emotions to leave us, they have to pass through our conscious mind. But the one thing I want to remind you guys of it is that those emotions and those situations are not happening in the now. They happen in the then. So be gentle with yourself.